Testing 1 2 3. 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 Hey, all right. Let's Paint TV on the air. Another program here to put in the books. We got the audio working. We got coffee. We got water. We got frustrations, pent up frustrations in the sense of trying to make a painting that it's not working out. All right. Nothing like feeling like you should be doing a good job on a painting and it turns out that you can't pull it off. It doesn't want to work. Hey! What are you doing? Huh? What? What's the matter? Huh? Oh, you want to go inside? All right, let's go inside. So anyway, yeah, the idea here is the theme of today's show is frustration. This American Life by Myra Glass. Today's show is going to be all about frustration. How things don't work out. Our first story is a story about Bobby Shoeless Jackson, from a 10-year-old kid from Biloxi, Mississippi. Biloxi, Mississippi. Bobby Shoeless Jackson. There's a reason why Bobby Shoeless Jackson has Shoeless in the middle name. It wasn't that he deserved it or he earned it. He was given that. As that is his middle name. That and we shall listen to that here. Bobby Shoeless Jackson story on frustration. Act 1. Frustration. Yeah. All right, frustration. Hey, we just kind of got to go going here. Let's Paint TV here. We are actively pursuing things, and then at the same time we're not. So we're back and forth. A little bit of a lack of inspiration, a lack of direction, lack of inspiration. But a cup of coffee might just do it, might just do the trick. Also, sometimes just kind of pushing forward. And in my case, I have been hunkering down. I've been, in a way, stuck on painting. Stuck on painting. Painting stuck on me. I'm stuck on Band-Aids, and Band-Aids stuck on me. But I'm stuck on these few paintings because somehow, I guess I have it in my mind, or I have been told that these are sort of wanted. They're sort of asked of me to make, and so somehow I'm putting too much effort into them. When it's almost like a commission piece. It's just not how I like to do things. I'd rather just not even have that. Well, if the thing is, I just have to keep that in mind and to loosen up my jock strap if I can. 818-528-4516. A lot of people in the program here today. One person, and I suspect it's Bongo. That's my guess. It's Bongo, but I could be wrong. All right, I'm gonna have some coffee. Here's what I'm gonna do today, guys. I'm actually gonna start a new painting. I'm gonna start a new painting. I might even destroy a painting, which I'm not there yet with it. I still might battle with it. I might still want to suffer with it, but on some levels, there's a big part of me that says, "Fuck that shit." Fuck that shit, man. Fuck it, because it just sucks and there's no redeeming value to it. All right. Something else sort of showed up on the radar here today for me, and that is my neighbor from my previous living situation. I just found out has been picked up by ICE, Immigration and Customs agents, which is kind of a fucked up thing. Basically, I know that this happens. People are routinely rounded up. But when it happens to you, that you're someone that you know, then it's a little more creepy, a little more scarier in a sense, I guess. And then you hear these stories about, in this case, about how immigration and customs ICE works of late. Under the Obama administration, the idea that they would not be sending people or rounding up people unless they had committed crimes, serious crimes. And then you find out that that's not the case. You find out that is, you read reports how that is not the case at all. That's just hoodwink. That is a little bit of, hey, yeah, that's what we're not doing. We're not picking up low people that are not committing crimes. Only people committing serious crimes. But apparently, I've read, and this is someone that I know who would fit that bill of not committing any crime and yet be rounded up. And it's kind of weird to know that kind of crap happens or is happening. All right, so let's just mush on here. 818-528-4516. Try not to talk about politics or personal life. We're here for the pursuit of happiness, but sometimes reality kicks in. But also frustration, and so one of the harder things is to know to just keep going when in the midst of frustration. A lot of things can work themselves out. In my in the case I just pointed out, brought up, it seems that there are a lot of people going to be helping this person out. So hopefully that will be clarified, which is good. 818-528-4516. That's the number. Okay, so I mentioned I'm a little frustrated with my output, creative output. Ironically, I'm frustrated with my creative output, and yet I'm somewhat, which is hard to imagine, somewhat comfortable with my identity of myself, which wouldn't jive necessarily. That shouldn't jive. It shouldn't work that way. You shouldn't. It should go one and one. You shouldn't be able to separate the two. It should be, but it happens. It happens. The one, I guess, at times. At times one gets frustrated. One can find separation in what they do from what they do in regular life. Just regular health concerns, mental, physical health concerns, in conjunction with maybe your output of creative output. If anyone's involved in that endeavor, we all are in some ways. In anything that we do, there are moments that creativity does. We do use that, and I have pointed out that creativity is one of the. I feel like I'm talking to myself, and apparently I am. I know someone's watching, but it just feels like not having any comments. 4 people watching. Okay, 4 people. I guess you guys are listening. Thank you so much for watching and listening to what I have to say, because it's very important what I'm telling you right now. This, if you can grasp what I'm trying to get to here, it will benefit you from here to Timbuktu, which is actually a place in, I believe, Africa. Timbuktu. It's a great name. I love that. Timbuktu. In fact, I think that I have that listed as a place of where I'm at in my Facebook page. Anyway, so I guess that is where we leave that idea and move on. Well, let's just wrap it up here. Wrap up where my disjointed monologue of sorts, where it began, where it ended, and where we proceed from that. And that is a little frustrated with our paintings. I am. And my resolve on that is to start a new painting. Bingo. And then number 2 would be my old neighbor being arrested by ICE. Not a cool thing either, and yet it looks like there's going to be quite a lot of people who are going to fight for him and then help him out. So hopefully that's going to work out. But on the last point, which I thought was a little more interesting in terms of wrapping up or putting a bow on the box, put a cherry on top of the whole shebang. And we did a little This American Life. Joe Shoeless Jackson, Biloxi, Mississippi. But the whole shebang is that one can still have frustration in the creative zone and but still be content with their regular life. So one could make a separation. It's hard to. Usually you don't. Usually there's not a separation. Usually it's one and the same. But if we can accept the frustration, this is a way to operate now. This is a way to operate. One probably wants to avoid it, I guess. The frustration, the doom and gloom of the non-working aspect of certain scenarios in a creative endeavor. The fact that things don't work out. Where do we go from there? Where do we go? How do we continue on with it? It's frustrating. I got to admit. But somehow, and usually it does creep in. It usually creeps in to your regular life. But for some strange reason, right now I honestly am a little perturbed, frustrated with my creative output, only because it's I'm stuck, or I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, which is fine. I understand that, but and usually that I guess for the 15th time it carries over into your regular life, or can subjugate your take over. Separatist movement, taking over your brain. But on some way at the moment, my wavelength, I'm not feeling that right now for some reason. And why is that? Why am I not? How did I separate my creative output, which I always feel tends to be very connected? But why am I separated? I don't know. I get it's just a moment. You know what it is? It's a momentary glitch. It's a momentary feeling, really, because at some point I'll go back to the doom and gloom 24/7, 365 days a year, with the sort of the ups and downs, frustration of sort of the sad sack aspects of working with creativity the way we do here at Let's Paint TV, which is the accepting of the unknown, the accepting of the failure, and as such, because we're introducing that because we have that in the work. We keep that in the work. We operate that way in the work. We're more likely to suffer the succotash, the suffering succotash of the abyss, because we don't have structure to fall on. We don't have the technical know-how that others do have, and that's good and bad. That's good and bad. Now, what I've always pointed out in terms of people who are artists who rely strictly on the technical know-how and the precision and using techniques that work, that are successful, and you develop those techniques, and you conquer those techniques, and you are proficient, and you can just dole those out right and left without even a mind thought, a mind fart, a brain fart. You can just arbitrarily go blah, 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 blah. And it's just perfect. And it sings and it's all perfect. But there's no heart. There's no heart. There is no energy. It's dead. There's no battle in the work. You don't have the battle. So in a sense, it's you're not anything more. And I've said this before. You're not anything more than a very glorified or a very good carpenter. And if I were to have you, if I would have someone build a house, I'd probably maybe have you then build a house, as opposed to me, who battles with my materials and struggles, the ups and downs with the processes of the creative process. Yeah, you probably don't want me to necessarily build you the house, or if you were to have me build the house, you definitely would want a structural engineer to make sure that the electrical and the plumbing and earthquake safety, all that kind of stuff. You want to make sure you want to have somewhat of a good foundation. But art is not about building a house. Art is not a creativity. The land of creativity is not about building a house. It's not about proper structures. It's not about that. That is nonsense. It can be about that, but don't fool yourself to think that that's what it's all about. It's not what it's all about. In fact, it plays a very little part, I think. And particularly, it plays very little part in my processes, my prosthetic. So anyway, so there we have it. So in a strange way, I guess I feel kind of somewhat relieved with the idea of starting a new painting and taking a break from the battles of unsuccessful work painting, in a sense. It happens. It happens all the time. 818-528-4516. Let's turn on the fan. It's still a little hot here in Los Angeles, and yet there is a little bit of fog still floating around, or high clouds. It probably stops maybe about 5 degrees of the heat index, and we are hot. We are hot, my friends, hot. Happy to take your comments. Apparently there aren't any comments as of yet, but we will and can take them. And your calls, 818-528-4516. There's the number right there. As we've already found a way to fumble through without doing a damn thing except for to stumble. On that matter, on that point, we will commence the painting process here. Though I kind of like saying it, I just sort of feel, I kind of like the idea of just sitting here for a moment. Feels kind of nice. Feels kind of good. Yeah. Okay. So let's move. Yeah, that's what you got to do sometimes. Just move around. So let's just do that. Let's move here. I got it. Let's put a new canvas up over here. Let's do that. Get started on a canvas. I don't know, how far we go with the starting or the painting of it, but we will try to proceed as far as we can, or get a start on the painting processes. No, that's not a word. Okay, that's fine. 818-528-4516. That is the number. Let me see. If I put the painting, let's. All right. Let's. I'll just put it here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Wait. Now you can't hear me. Is that? What's the matter here? Hello? Hello. Talking to you. Okay. I guess it is. Okay, so now that I've let myself be heard, there's a part of me that doesn't really feel like being heard anymore. Which is kind of an interesting element on itself. Okay, so we got a canvas here. Look at that. And we will get some gloves on. Let's get some gloves on. And where did I have? I had some information that I was going to. Okay, it's right here. Okay, we're going to start a new painting, which will be just awesome. It's going to be an awesome painting, or not. Let's see what we got here. I think what I'm going to do. We got to. Okay, so what we got to do is always sometimes a strange decision of sorts to decide how you're going to make a painting or whatever. Okay, so I'll just give you guys I got to start working on these paintings, or I don't have to, but I want to. Is the question. And then again. Let's go. Let's all, you have an idea. You got a series of stuff you want to work on. And I think the idea sometimes is, let's wait, or let's keep trying to get the really a great idea. Let's get a really great idea here. As opposed to just jumping in. And that's fine. As is anything is fine and dandy. But we here at Let's Paint TV are ones that what we do here is that we jump in. That is the idea, as much as anything else, is that we need to jump in more than anything else. So let's keep that in mind. Let me. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me see if I can get that camera to look a little more closer to the canvas, so that you can kind of see what we're trying to do here. So with that in mind, my friends, what I'm gonna try to do is, I did do a little sketch, and here's what it says. You never look so sexy introducing Kilduff Motors K1000XL. And then there's this lady here. She's not terribly sexy, but she kind of is. And it's and I'm using this is going to be a door, some ad for door. I'm going to use her as my model. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's get going here, guys, and start the processes, if we can. And then I'll say goodbye to you and eat lunch, and then take a nap, and then start all over again. Life, on some levels, is a lovely thing. It's also fucked up at times. Okay, there's a hole in my gloves. Let's get a new glove. So what we learned here today is that we don't always have great ideas. I don't always have great ideas. I don't always make great paintings. In fact, I suck. But the few paintings that I do end up making, that end up being kind of nice, are extra specially good, in the sense of, because they have the extra sauce, the extra dynamics that again is done with a more technical approach, has a dead feel, like the Dead Zone. I know that's like a TV show or a TV program or something like that, but really inspiration and the human spirit is something that I like to see in art. Doesn't have to always be there, and we want variety in art. So keep that in mind. What happens though is when we start off painting people, what we forget is this. This is sort of a quick scenario of what painting or creative pursuits are. It doesn't have to just be painting. It could be ceramics. It could be whatever. We start off at an early age of, say, kindergarten or whatever, and look at the work that people do in that time zone, kindergarten time zone. It's very free. It's very loose. It's very crazy. It's very inspirational. And so the tendency for 9 out of 10 out of us, most of us, is to clean up our act, to become more better citizens of this earth. And we think that by mastering particular procedures will achieve just that. And for some of us, we are quickly disappointed. In fact, a lot of us get quickly disappointed by that because it's hard to attain, or maybe it's also, maybe sometimes it is hard to attain. Maybe that's and that's a whole nother department of thought, a scenario that I didn't really think I wanted to get into, but I guess we could. As I'm thinking of a diametrically different discussion here, which is fascinating on its own merit. If you're, is it because the thought is that is it because you make fucked up paintings is because you could never really be that perfect, and I suspect there is some of that truth to it for sure. But regardless of that. The trick here is you want to not let that get to you, and you want to be able to keep going. And so, as you keep going, there just by the nature of doing it so many times, you get good at whatever you're doing. And that's what we're trying to instill here at Let's Paint TV. I may suck, and I do suck on many fronts. Being a TV show presenter, I suck. But I've been doing it for so many years that there are some special qualities that have been that I have been afforded by the very nature of being here day in, day out. All right, so what I'm trying to say is keep going. Don't give up, people. Don't give up, even though you suck and you're not perfect. That is really the nut in the nutshell. Nuts are meat. So there's a lot of protein in nuts, so that's good. Okay, let's go painting here. 818-528-4516. Let's get painting, my friends. So this is my model of sorts. Let's just kind of get it going here, I suppose. Let's move it around, do something with it. I need to put some paint down. I need to put some paint thinner down. All right, painting battle of getting set up. Takes a lot of time getting set up. A lot of time getting going. A lot of time to get going. Going is a kind of a big problem at times. It really is. Getting motivated is hard to move sometimes with the scenarios that we present ourselves with. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So let me roughly, it's the model I kind of have here. All right, and there she is. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. Okay, and then here's our dorky ass car. And believe me, it really is dorky. And they will be dorky when we bring them to fruition. Life size cardboard cutouts. They're not going to be just cutouts. They're actually going to be really You're going to be the real deal, my friends. Alright, so that's kind of what we're looking for. And then I'm going to put some type here. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. But not one comment today. I don't know what's going on. Did the comments not work? Alright, well, we got started, and that's a good start. As you all know. Oh, hey, we got our first comment from Seth. Is she crying? No, she is not crying. She is this lady right here. Is that right? Oh, I got it upside down. Hey, I'm glad that someone is actually interacting with me here this morning. I gotta admit, I don't mind the route we have taken. There's a part of me that I don't have to do much. I don't have to do much of anything, knowing that no one watches the program. So it's kind of nice in that sense. There's no pressure. So it's kind of nice to not have to really do anything or feel like I have to do anything, as I spent the last 5 minutes reading emails and Facebook posts, and didn't communicate with you all as I should have. I'm sorry. Speaking of sorry, I'm sorry I haven't been drinking enough water. My body is sorry, and so let's keep that in mind as we drink some water. All right. So let's try this out here again, as I mentioned. So I need some more paint, but let me just put her in here, and we can fix these, as you know. You gotta fix. Okay, that's kind of what we want. Let's just go ahead and put the rest in there. 818-528-4516 is the number. Nice bald head for you all to see. I need to put more paint down, but for now we'll just go with what we got. Always a good idea, I find, is just use the existing paint you got on your on your palette, as opposed to spending time. That's to jump start the process, guys. I recommend that at times. I think it's it's these things you got to make decisions whenever there's different decisions based on the scenario that you have created for yourself. So not always is there a need for a particular one way of doing things. Things can be changed up, and in this case, I'm using my existing paint that I have in my scenario on my palette, my paint palette, and as such, I am blocking in. I'm getting going. I'm igniting the canvas. I'm getting going, and so because of that, I'm discovering. I'm starting to feel this out. And again, as I said, I'm using the existing paint that's in my palette. Not always does that work. Not always is that an appropriate thing to do necessarily. A lot of times, but to think that you have to have a particular one way of doing things, I just don't think you have to do it that route. You don't have to be so certain of the process. Your process doesn't have to be always the same. Now, I guess it could be said that my process, even though it changes, is really the same. The fact that it changes, and it probably doesn't even really change that much anyway. You know what I mean? More likely it doesn't. Well, look, I'm being selfish here, as I should be, but I've begun the painting process. You know what I mean? I have begun painting. I have started the rigmarole, the ups and downs, the battle of sorts here at Let's Paint TV. Feel free to call us if you want, or comment in the chat room. That is your options, and we all have options, and I want to just say that the options that you have available to interact here at Let's Paint TV are numerous. You can call in 818-528-4516. Skype us, Let's Paint TV. That's all one word, Let's Paint TV. And or come into the chat room here. talk on the chat. And email me, mrletspaint@gmail.com. Okay, excuse me. All right, so we're gonna have a background here. I don't know what's gonna be in the background. I guess I know what I need to do is I need to do like a beautiful kind of a sky, a wispy. I took a picture of it. I think it might work. Let me see. I thought I had a picture of it. Where is it? Somewhere. Yeah. This kind of a wispy sky, wispy kind of. Okay, so I'm gonna have to regroup with my palette. My palette is all fucked up. I mean, it's all dirty and nasty. That's all right. We got it going. I got a good start. At least I think I do. Like, why am I using this black up here? I shouldn't. It's mud. I'm using a mud, but it's okay. It's all right. If you're using something that's not working, you can still hack away and make good use of it. Be we're gonna put a landscape back here somehow. I don't know what kind of landscape. I want to put a landscape, and I don't know. This green is not gonna be that helpful, but that's all right. So we got a nice. I think structurally speaking, there is a sort of a nice beginning to the piece. It has a nice feel, and to have a feelings. Seth says, I'm using up old paints too. Fortunately, I have enough of all the colors that I need to finish. I'm painting a portrait, and the subject is so appealing that I'd like to paint the picture forever. That is that's a valid point there, Seth. That's a very valid point. The appealing aspect, and that is something that one may. That's a good starting point in the process of painting. Is paint something that you really respond to, something that you really want to paint. But the problem is, as you might be. As you get to the next point, next level of thought, that is the problem is that when you find that what you really like, and you find that you can't really achieve what you really like, you can't, because you like it so much, and you're not getting it to look right, you're not getting it to look as good as you want, then failure sets in, my friends. And then you're wishing that you never started this process because it's not working out. So in a sense, you're better off painting something you don't like. Paint something you don't like, because then you can kind of not have to worry about it looking like shit because it's something you don't like. Think about that. Think about that possibility in your genesis, your impetus, your motivational factor of the working out of getting yourself motivated is ultimately what we're talking about, is getting motivated. For me, I love to just get some paint down on the canvas, and we don't always feel that way because, again, we're stuck before we even start. And so if we can just kind of sometimes you gotta trick your brain into these various scenarios, or not. Actually, you don't want to have any scenarios. Just put some paint down and get lost in the paint, as I need to do now. However, I need to refuel and get some gas, metaphorically, paint, fuel. I need to put some fuel on my palette. If you will, paint on the palette. All right, so let's just do that. I guess that's probably what I should do. What do we got here? Okay, let me try some of this. 818-528-4516. We are coming down to the end of the program. We have. I don't know. I don't really know where to go at the moment. I'm not even sure I want to paint that much, but I do. Don't get me wrong here. I'm actually slightly interested in finishing this beginning of the painting. No, I do. I am. However, I'm not. I realize I'm not really. You know what? Stop. I'm bogged down right now because I got to get stupid ass paint on my palette, and that's stopping me. You know, it's stopping me from being more balls out. You know, grow another ball. Grow a third ball. Grow a tit. Grow a dick. Will ya? Grow a pussy. Will ya? Does it? Anyone ever says that? Grow a third nostril, will ya? Grow some tits, will ya? Does anyone ever say that? Is it only grow some balls? Is that the only? Is there another reference out there? Anyway, we're coming down to the top of the hour, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Wow, someone actually liked the program. I don't know who did that. Did you really like what we did here today? Because we didn't really do shit except for fumble through another exciting hour of non-stop gogglygook. Gogglygook. I don't even know how to spell that, but it's a great word. I'm not even pronouncing it right. Gogglygook. Anyway, so 818-528-4516. Again, I'm getting thrown off as usual by selfishly looking at stuff that I shouldn't be. Not doesn't sound like. It sounds like you read into it. I was looking at pornography on the internet, and that's not the case. I was looking at emails, guys, and my Facebook. Okay, 818-528-4516. We are running out of time here. And I gotta reload with my palette, put more paint. Let me just do that, I guess. Maybe we stay a little longer once I get some paint down. That will get me kind of more. I'm gonna clean my palette right now. Actually, it's too bad you guys can't see what I'm doing here. Well, maybe better off you don't, because this is X-rated stuff. This palette. It's really dirty. Yeah, right. No, it's just paint, guys. It's just paint. Let's see, 818-528. Okay, you got the number. Okay, great. We got 2 likes. How did we get 2 likes? I'm always. That's a good ratio out of the 5 people watching and 2 likes. Okay. Boom. I got some paint down. White. I was out of the white. Let's get some white. I'm going to do a little, some kind of a sunset sky thing in the background, right? Okay, so. And let's get some of this yellow. I'm going to use some of this shitty yellow paint. Student grade paint. I hate it, and yet you can still use it. But sometimes it does bite you in the ass a little bit. The use of subpar or inferior paint, I find can be problematic. However, when in a pinch, what are you going to do? Not do anything? And sometimes it's good to mush on and march on and work with the limitations that have been given to you. And in my case, I'm using a subpar ultramarine blue and a subpar yellow medium. CAD yellow medium hue. Just terrible. It's a terrible color. But then again, it didn't cost that much, which is kind of a nice thing. I got to tell you. Speaking of cost, if you'd like to buy a painting, Let's Paint TV painting, today's a great day to do that, as is every day. Go to letspainttv.com, go to the shop link, and we have links there. Buy a painting because no one has it for the last couple of months. We got to survive somehow, guys. So if you can, if you got some money rolled up, hiding somewhere, send it over to the Let's Paint TV so that we can transmit to you this program each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. All right, so it is 12 noon. Thanks again. We got started, and I'm going to continue on with this painting here, at least for a little bit, a short period of time, and maybe we'll work on it more tomorrow. Why not? Why not? Okay, so I got some paint thinner down. I guess I need some green and some more red. Okay, some green and red. Let's get some red in there. You've been watching Let's Paint TV, guys. Academy Award winning. No, not Academy Award. We haven't won any awards, but we are posthumously awarded many awards after we die. The awards will come in afterwards, which is fine. So just know that they will be there. Awards after we die. Let's Paint TV. The acclaim is after we die, which it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing to have. Be better get an award after you die than never get an award at all. Guys, so thanks again for being here. I don't want to keep you busy or bored or belabored. By gum. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a little more painting, but I'm going to say goodbye to you here. There's a lot of great programming on the internet, and do something with yourself for the rest of the day or not. It's up to you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.